Welcome to another episode of Mondays with Milt. Now today I'm out on the production floor and I'm in the mesh department. Now here at WireCrafters, we have both woven wire mesh and we have welded wire mesh. Now this woven wire mesh, this is what we've been doing for about the last 50 years. This is a heavy 10 gauge wire and you can see that it's woven. It's a crimped pattern so that when the wires cross inside the crimp, it holds it together. So there's no framework on this sheet of mesh, but it's going to hold together. It's not going to break apart. So that's the woven wire. We also have the welded wire. Here's a sheet of welded wire. It's the same 10 gauge wire, and this is in a 2-inch square mesh, where this is a 2-inch by 1-inch mesh, and every intersection where the wires cross are welded. It's not crimped. Every intersection is welded. As I can show you in other areas here, we've got different size mesh depending on what your application might require. So this is a woven mesh here. This is a 2-mesh 12 gauge. So the 12 gauge is a little lighter than the 10 gauge wire. And this is a 2-mesh, and that's telling us that there's 2 openings per inch. So on this mesh, I can remember some large orders we did for the Federal Reserve because the mesh is so tight that a dime cannot pass through the mesh, and the Federal Reserve needed it for security. So it's got about a 3/8 of an inch opening. Over here, we've got another welded mesh. It's not crimped, it's welded, and this is an 1.5 inch square mesh that we're using for our new machine guard product. Using the 1.5 inch square mesh, you can put a perimeter guard around an active robot or a piece of machinery, and you can get within 8 inches of the machine, so it's very good having a tighter opening. I've got another 10 gauge wire mesh, and this particular sheet of mesh is a 3/4 inch square mesh, and it has a 5/8 of an inch opening. We see a lot of this type of mesh that's used for data centers. We've used this for like a drug wholesale distributor because small pill bottles cannot pass through it. We've actually used this for the small liquor bottle containment, so that small liquor bottles that you might see on an airplane, they can't pass through the mesh. And that was a security reason that a company that produced these had. The employees were trying to take the little liquor bottles. So we've got a lot of different meshes that we can use depending on what your application is. So that's what we've got today. We've got woven mesh, we got welded mesh, a lot of different opportunities for you. We'll see you next week on another episode of Mondays with Milt.